Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about a new rule using exponents, and it's going to be called the product of powers. And the rule for the product of powers, and go ahead and write this down in your notes. Write down to multiply powers with the same base keep the base and add the exponents. Okay, so to multiply powers with the same base, keep the base and add the exponents. So for example, if you had the problem a to the m times a to the n, your bases are the same, and those two are multiplied together. So to simplify them, you would just take a to the m plus n. So you're just adding the exponents. Okay, so let's go through a couple of quick examples. And basically, we're going to decide if we can use the product of powers to simplify the problem. Okay, so let's try number one. We got r to the 18th times r to the 3rd. Okay, so we have the same base. They're multiplied, so we can simply add them up. 18 plus 3 is 21. So you get r to the 21. Okay, let's try another one. So we have e to the 5th times w to the 8th. Well, we are multiplied together, but we don't have the same base, so we can't use the product of powers to simplify this problem. Okay, let's try two more. Got x to the 4th plus x to the 7th. Okay, well, this time you got the same base, which is great, but you're not multiplied. Okay, so since you're not multiplied, we can't use product of powers. And your last one, we got h to the 512 times h to the 6th. We have the same base. We have multiplication, so we're good. And we can just add the exponents. Okay, so that will give you h to the 518. Okay, so there's some basic examples that tell you when you should use it and when you should not. Okay, so we're going to move into some more complex examples. Now, when you're doing the more complex examples, you make sure that you're multiplying together. You look for the common bases, and those you can add. But the coefficients, you're always going to multiply those together. Okay, those go with nothing else. Okay, so it's kind of like a bunch of distributing. Okay, so 10 times 6 gives us 60. Now those will go away. And then we know that x to the 7th times x to the 4 can use the product of powers, so we can add our exponents. Okay, so once again, we're looking at these guys. We're adding our exponents, and that gives us x to the 11th. 7 plus 4 is 11. And then we just have lonely old y sitting out there by himself. Okay, so 60x to the 11th y would be our solution for that guy. Okay, let's look at example number 2. Okay, so we know these are multiplied. We have similar bases, so we can go ahead and add those exponents. Okay, so we know 7 plus 3 is 10, so we have d to the 10th. Then let's look at our s's. We have s to the minus 4, we have s to the 11th. Minus 4 plus 11 would give us 7, of course. Okay, so we got d to the 10th, s to the 7th. And we just got a y to the 9th that we can tack on the end there. Let's do a different color. Okay, so our final solution would be d to the 10th, s to the 7th, and y to the 9th. Okay, let's try just a few more. Okay, so number 3, you're going to multiply your coefficients, remember? And 7 times 4 gives us 28. And then we have to make sure that we have the same base and that we're multiplied, which we are. So we add 8 and 12, and of course that will give us 20. So 28x to the 20 on that one. Example number 4. Let's take a look. Okay, so we got to multiply our 18 times 11. And if you go ahead and take 18 times 11 on your calculator, that will give you 198. Then we want to go ahead and look at our different variables. And we got our different variables that we can add together. They are multiplied, so we can go ahead and add those. So if we take 7 plus -1, that gives us j to the 6th. And if we take -5 plus 62, that gives us k to the 57. All right. Maybe 2 more and we'll call it good. Okay, so once again, our first step, we're going to multiply our coefficients. Knowing basic multiplication, 8 times 7 is just 56. Then we got to look at our different exponents. And we both have an m. They are multiplied together. So we have -2 plus 5, and that will give us m cubed. Let's do blue. And then we got to look at our a's. Okay, we got a 9 plus a 17, and that will give us a to the 26. Okay, so if you want to put them in alphabetical order, that's fine. So you could put 56, a to the 26, m cubed. Okay, both of these are okay. They're fine. But if you wanted to do that, you could. Okay, let's try one more example, and then I'll call it good for the day. Okay, so once again, lastly, we're going to multiply our coefficients together. Oops, excuse me. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, we're only going to multiply coefficients together if they're the same variable. So for instance, on this last problem, you had 8m and 7m, so you multiply those together. This is 14a to the 60 and 3b to the 12th. Well, we're not going to multiply those together. Okay, you would multiply the coefficients together of the a's. Okay, so we got 14a and 1a, so that just gives us 14. And we know that 60 plus 8 would give us a to the 68. Okay, sorry for the confusion there. Okay, let's look at our b's. Oh, we got 1b and we got 3b, so that gives us 3b, and then we have to add up our exponents. And 15 plus 12 is 27. And our c's, we got 30 and 40, so that would give us c to the 70th. Okay, I want you to try these two down at the bottom, and then go ahead and get started on your homework. Great job today, guys.